Hey guys, and welcome back to the Heroes Global Circuit. This is the Philippines finals happening right now. We are going into the winner bracket final right now between Renovation 1 and Renovation 2, also known as the Resistance. So I really like the name The Resistance. Renovation 1, do they have a name tag? No, they don't. Okay, so they're just known as Renovation, whereas Renovation 2 is known as the Resistance, just to, change them a little bit. It is pretty interesting. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Okay, they just gave me my McDonald's. McDonald's sponsor us. They just gave me my food. This is our lunch. But yeah, so we thank you guys for tuning in to the Philippines finals. Uh, I think the draft has started, so we're going into the draft. Let's check it right now. The admins are laughing like crazy. I don't know what's going on here, but yeah, Renovation going up against the Resistance. Here in this first matchup, this is called the best of three. Lots to play for in this game because the winner of this matchup will guarantee their slot in the regional finals happening next week. So there's definitely a lot to play for these two teams. They definitely want to try and secure their own slots in the regional finals. So yeah, going into the draft really quickly, it is going to be Infernal Shrines yet again. So we've seen this map 3 times now between all these teams. Oh, sorry, just getting some admin work done. Sorry, but yeah, so. Hold on, let me join up in the game. But yeah, so Renovation going up against the Resistance, as mentioned earlier. These two teams trying to secure their slot in the regional finals. By winning this matchup between these two teams, they have quite a bit of history, I believe, from the previous matchup, previous circuit as well. So they definitely know each other pretty well. They've probably been scrimming each other a lot, so definitely need to look forward to this game. I think these are the top two teams in Philippines right now. We saw Renovacio beating out Skyline early on 2-0, and the Resistance beating out Corps Camping 2-0 as well in their previous matchup. So this is definitely the matchup to look for. These are basically like the resurgence and relics of the Philippine side. Over on the Resistance, we do see Zul and ETC being banned out. Again, we see Zul being banned out on this exact map against Renovacio. So I think they know something that we don't know. Until we actually get to see the Zul being picked up by Renovation on this map, will we actually be able to see maybe a certain strat that they were planning to do or something. But yeah, right now banning out the Zul and the ETC over on Renovation side. It does look like they are shadow banning the Greymane as well on their side. They do ban out the foul start for their earlier one, and they do go with the Greymane in fact. And they do pick up the Kiltas, Sonya, and Rega. Again, we're going to see the Sonya here for Renovacio. This is something that we've seen every single game so far from Renovacio, and they've played it really perfectly. They played it really well, and the Sonya has been doing a crazy amount of damage for his team. So this is going to be interesting here, but this is where it starts getting real. The Resistance, Illidan being picked up here by the Resistance, along with the Tasada. They do have the Illidan Tasada combination right now, along with Sylvanas and Muradin as their third and fourth pick. So this is starting to get interesting. Will the Sonya come out on top, or will the Illidan come out on top? We do know that Sonya is a hard counter to Illidan, but they still picked him up nonetheless, knowing that Sonya was actually already picked up by Renovacio. So they are going to follow up their third and fourth picks with Rega and Tychus, which is interesting. The Philippine side seem to like Tychus quite a bit. I know he does pretty good sustained damage, but I'm not too sure how strong he is in terms of overall compatibility with the team, because we don't see him being picked up a lot here in the Singapore or the Malaysian qualifiers, and it does look like they are shadow picking the Johanna. And you guys should know like a little bit about me not liking Johanna that much. I just feel that Johanna doesn't do enough in terms of those clashes, and bringing to the team is just really annoying. But I can see why they pick up the Johanna here for sure. When you're facing up against Illidan, the blind is definitely going to play a huge role in helping you stop out Illidan's burst damage. So right now they do have the Muradin for the upfront, the Resistance. They do have the Illidan and Tasada combination. They do have the Sylvanas as well, and it does look like they are going with the Brightwing here. I think the Brightwing is fine. They could actually go with a Tyrande as well. I think I would like the Tyrande a little bit better, but it does look like they want to go with the Brightwing for the map the global map presence, he's going to be able to TP to those clashes and give up on quite a bit of soak at those lanes. So I think Brightwing is also fine for sure, and it does look like they will go with the Brightwing. So full lineup for the Resistance: Muradin, Tassadar, Illidan, Sylvanas, and Brightwing over on Renovasio. They do have Kael'thas, Sonya, Rhaegar, Tychus, and Johanna. They have quite a bit of damage in the form of both the Kael'thas and the Tychus. Johanna for the front lines as well with the blind will be able to slow down the Illidan a little bit. Sonya being quite a bit of a hard counter towards Illidan as well. So we'll have to wait and see how this plays out. But both drafts seem to be pretty stable, pretty solid from both teams. So I guess as expected from both Renovation 1 and 2. So they'll be playing against each other in this winners bracket final as mentioned earlier. And the winner of this team will secure their slot in the C Regionals happening next week, guys. So right now we're just waiting for the teams to join up into the game. I do believe they might be having some issues again, as they do say they have some issues joining up on the server. So yeah, it does look like both teams are able to join up right now. So we're just going to wait for them to join up in the teams. And as mentioned, guys, thank you for tuning in. This is the Heroes Global Circuit. This is the Philippines Finals being brought to you live here. It is a LAN event on site for them, so they are playing this at a LAN cafe. So coordinating the games will definitely be a lot easier. And yeah, so just waiting for the teams to join up. Thank you for tuning in yet again. Just want to do some quick shout outs to our sponsors: Razer, our official peripheral sponsor, along with XSplit, our official streaming partner. So you're gonna wait for the teams to join up in the game right now. Based off the draft on the final picks of the draft, I think that the Renovasio has this, to be honest, because I'm liking their lineup a bit better. They do have the Sonya to counter Illidan, aside from the Johanna, but I think the Johanna was a good pick here. I think Johanna just doesn't do enough, but I think it's fine in this matchup because going up against Illidan is, the blind will play a huge effect. They do have the Rhaegar for the support as well, along with Kael'thas, as well as that Sonya. So I think Renovasio has this draft here. So I think they're still having some issues with the in-game lobby right now. So just waiting for the teams to join up. And as mentioned, guys, this is the Heroes Global Summer Circuit. This is the Philippines Finals happening right now. This is going to be a best of 3 for the winner bracket finals. The loser of this matchup, of course, are not out of it just yet. They will drop down to the losers bracket final, where they await the winner of the other matchup in the losers bracket, which is going to be Skyline going up against Corpse Camping in the lower bracket. So they definitely are not out of it just yet as well themselves. They can definitely still come back into the game, as long as they just push themselves forward, of course. But right now, as mentioned, we're still waiting for the teams to join up. I think they're having some issues. They seem to be typing Korean words. I'm not too sure what they're actually typing, but yeah. I believe most of them are joining up. We should be starting really soon. But thank you guys for tuning in this early. We do also have a Twitter shout out happening right now. So what you can do is you can head over to Twitter, tweet at the Twitter handle HGCSEA. So just tweet at us HGCSEA, and your tweets could be featured on stream as the game progresses. So I think all players are joining up. They're just picking up the heroes right now, getting ready up, and we will start the matchup soon. Sorry for the delay. This, of course, is going to be the winners bracket final. After this will be the losers bracket final, and then we'll go into the grand finals, where teams will just be playing for prize money as well as first and second seeding going into C regionals happening next week. Do note, guys, as well, that tomorrow at about the same time, 11 a.m. GMT plus 8, it's going to be Singapore time, which is 11 a.m. Singapore time, GMT plus 8. We will have the Thai finals, where we will be trying to narrow down the Thai teams to the final 2 as well for regionals, which will happen next week, guys. So regionals will be happening next week on Saturday and Sunday. So make sure you guys tune in to the C regionals to see who will come out on top. Will Renovation retain their C title? Will Or will Resurgence actually reclaim their title? I know they've been training quite hard themselves as well. So will Resurgence be able to recapture their title? Or will we see a new team step up? Will it be one of the Malaysian teams? Will it be one of the Thailand teams that steps up and wins it all? So game is in the loading screen right now, guys. We are going into Infernal Shrines, as mentioned earlier. Renovasio going up against Team The Resistance. So I really like the team name The Resistance for sure. You know, it's kind of like they're trying to resist Renovasio. They're trying to beat them out here. They did come in second in the last circuit, going up against Renovasio, who came out on top, of course. So there's a lot to play for. I think there's a lot of history between these two teams as well. They're constantly trying to beat each other out. So will we see an upset today with Renovasio going down? Will the Resistance be able to overthrow their counterparts here? So we're going into the game. It is going to be game number 1 in this best of 3 series, of course. Over on the red side, we will have Team The Resistance, I believe, on the red side. Me Loves Poro on the Muradin. Misery Pro X is going to be playing the Illidan. Azurai on the Tasada. Shootiness on Sylvanas. And 4 gonna be on Brightwing. And over on the blue team, we will have Renovasio. Har is gonna be on the Johanna. VYY on the Kiltas, I believe. Yeah, Kiltas. HYS Hiskoa is gonna be on the Tychus. I can't see. Stop moving, guys. Jumpy Lion is gonna be on the Sonya, and Rega is gonna be played by Stronger. Why are they typing Korean with? That's interesting, but yeah, maybe because they've been training on the Korean service a little bit more, so maybe they have Korean enabled or something. I'm not too sure. So yeah, so right now both teams does look like they're just rotating towards their own lanes. No early clash so far. We do see Milov's Poro in the side here, looking to maybe set something up. In goes Har here, trying to pull them in. Misery Pro X jumps in, gets taking quite a bit of damage. Polymorph in onto the Johanna, dropping really low as well. Living Bomb going to be dished out onto that Muradin, who drops low himself. So the entire red team is going to have to back off here as Renovasio gets an early amount of harass onto the Resistance, as they do take quite a bit of damage themselves. Renovasio starting out strong so far, rotating between those lanes, clearing them out and getting the soak as best as they can. Top lane, we are going to see Jumpy Lion on the Sonya go up against the Illidan. As I did mention earlier, I think Sonya is a hard counter to the Illidan, so he's going to have a pretty hard time. As you can see, he's playing scared right now. He needs to back off, and considering he is also at about half HP, he can't afford to die there. Bottom lane though, we do see a rotation here by Renovasio as they move towards the bottom, forcing Team The Resistance to have to back off into their own lanes. Tasada isn't roaming with the rest of the team, as his top lane we do see Illidan having quite a hard time. He goes in with the slashing and dashing. Here comes the Brightwing though to provide the support here. Polymorph in onto that Sonya as well. Sonya himself could be in some trouble here. Mila Poro at the side waiting idly by, and Illidan, he's gonna jump behind enemy lines to secure the kill. I'm not too sure if that was worth it though. He does pay for it with his own life, so it doesn't really help the team in any way. They just both get a kill each, and EXP will go both ways. So Illidan just diving a little bit too deep there, getting himself into some trouble. He does get the kill, of course. That is the consolation, as the first shrine is about to be activated. Brightwing still at the top lane, pushing it down a little bit. Middle lane though, we do see Tasada not able to get the dimensional shift off in the nick of time, as he gets taken down just as the shrine is about to be activated here. So the blue side, Renovasio, they definitely do have a slight advantage going into this clash, at least for the next 3 to 4 seconds. Brightwing still at the top lane, soaking out the EXP, knowing that he could at any time just teleport into that clash and provide the help that it needs for the team. Har, the bottom lane though, middle lanes are getting taken quite a bit of damage here. As VYY comes in for the side, Living Bomb going to be thrown out onto Misery Pro X. He himself is taking quite a bit of damage, but Azurai is going to be able to join back in the fray of things. Here comes the shield onto the Misery Pro X. Brightwing now going to teleport in as well. Polymorph in onto Jumpy Lion, but Misery Pro X taking a lot of damage. The Living Bomb just spreading all around here. Johanna comes in from the side, pulls everyone in as 4 is running away. Johanna taking quite a bit of damage himself. Dwarf toss by Muradin will get himself to safety here, but the amount of sustained damage from that kill task is just doing work here onto the Resistance. They just can't seem to hold their ground. 34 minion kills so far, as they do look to actually go and pick off on a few more kills instead of getting it and finishing up. It is going to be a Frozen Punisher to spawn for them, of course. Misery Pro X trying to dish out as much as he can, but he will not be able to stop the fact that they are just too far ahead. And here comes the Frozen Punisher in favor of Renovacio. They are all there, pushing down this middle lane. It does look to the red side. They're just going to back off into soaking. Top lane, Illidan is going to be there. I think they're just going to concede this fort. I think that would be the smart thing to do, is to just concede this fort and not give away any more kills. Mila Sporo, don't get frozen by those frozen bombs there. They will be actually able to take down the Frozen Punisher and stop further the push as Sonya again rotates towards that top lane. It is still pretty much even right now between the two teams, as we do see a pause happening right now with Stronger leaving the game, probably just having some issues with lag and whatnot. So Stronger, who is playing the Rega, has DC'd, unfortunately. So hopefully we won't see any more further delays from them. But right now, yeah, Renovacio just doing a good job. They are 2-1, 1 kill ahead right now against the Resistance, who is also doing a really good job. Taking a quick look at talent here as well. We wait for them. We do see Netherwind being picked up by Kiltas. I don't see anything too out of the ordinary. Fairheart going to be used, increasing mana regeneration. That's a pretty standard thing. Totem as well, increasing the Earthbind. I think that's pretty fine. Sylvana's going the Withering Arrow. Withering Fire's range skill basically. I think it's a pretty standard build himself. So I don't really see anything too out of the ordinary for both sides here. So apparently they're just having some issues, they're having some bugs and whatnot. So we're just gonna wait, I guess, for the game to be unpaused right now. So the game was unpaused and then instantly repaused again. So I'm not sure what's going on. I'm not too sure if the trolling or something. I think they accidentally clicked on the unpause or something. I don't speak Tagalog, guys, so I don't really know what they're saying. Okay lang kayo, DQ na po. Hopefully I'm saying that right for all the Filipinos in the chat. How is my Tagalog? I think they're saying something about DQing or something, because they are using the word DQ, so I think there's like thank you for the DQ, I guess. Thank you po sa DQ. So again, I'm not too sure what they're actually saying there. Just trying to read their minds a little bit and just fill in the blanks and put 2 and 2 together. But yeah, the game is still going to be paused. I believe Stronger still has not rejoined the game, so hopefully we will be able to get that soon. Yep, so the game is finally going to get unpaused as Stronger will be able to resume in onto the game. It does look like both teams are just, again, rotating between those lanes, soaking up on some EXP. Stronger at that top lane. Jumpy Lion at that top lane, giving Illidan such a hard time there. Bottom side, it does look like they are trying to push in, but they will be able to defend it as well. I think both teams are just waiting for the next shrine to activate. That's probably where the next clash is about to happen. Oracle going to be used by Tasada to try and scout them out, but there he's not going to actually spot anything. Johanna at the middle lane, he's going to do some harass, I guess, onto him. Milas Poro, though, he has to be careful not to get caught here. Thunderclap going to be used as well, just as he gets away from that brush to get himself to safety. Top lane, we are going to see Sonya able to take down this camp here at this top lane. That's going to help him with his push. But it does look like the EXP is neck and neck between both teams, so it's a pretty even game. Only a 1 kill advantage in favor of Renovacio, which is definitely nothing to shout for. Muradin waiting in the brush yet again, trying to set something up here, but I don't think he's going to be able to with no DPS available. Illidan as well as that Brightwing are taking their own set of camps here. Sylvanas at the bottom lane has to be careful though. Here comes Johanna, going to pull him in. He's going to be able to wave himself away though. And he's fine, so he's going to get to safety there. Illidan at that top lane, just slashing and dashing away. He does have that Muradin and the Brightwing in the form of support there, so Sonya, he could have a hard time. Johanna trying to push forward as far as he can. Oracle going to be used. Here comes Muradin. Stormbolt not going to connect there, but I don't think they would have been able to kill him anyway, so... Next shrine is going to be activated, and it's going to be at the top lane with Illidan now, along with the Puck focusing down on the top lane, trying to take down those towers along with the gates. They do get down the gate along with one tower, but here comes the rest of the blue side. We do see Johanna joining up in the play of things. Here comes the Rhaegar along with the rest of the team as well, as they do rotate up pretty fast. Sylvana still at the bottom lane. She is pretty far away, so she might want to start making her way towards that top lane because they definitely will need her in that clash. Here we see Milos Poro getting caught off position there. He will be able to drop toss to safety though, as Har tries to suck him in. Illidan at the side there, getting support from the Puck as well, I mean the Brightwing, sorry, as well as the Tasada as he goes in with the Polymorph in onto Jumpy Lion. Jumpy Lion hooks him in, Milos Poro taking quite a bit of damage. Illidan himself has to back off. Dwarf Toss to get away. Azurai will be able to use the Dimensional Shift to keep himself in from danger. 16 minion kills now in favor of the blue side, as Illidan again jumps in onto that Sonya. Might not be the best target for him, as Har taking quite a bit of damage himself. Polymorph now in onto Jumpy Lion. Stronggirl trying to keep him alive. Illidan is dropping really low. In comes the Kiltas from the side with the Tornado along with the Living Bomb, and the Flame Strike takes him out in a burst of damage. But Johanna, you're up front a bit too far. They will reach their level 10 first. They get their skills really quickly. Taika's actually opting to go for the laser instead of the Odin there, which is really interesting. But Kiltas picking up the Phoenix, able to zone them out. Ruff, the Berserker, was picked up, used it straight away. Blessed Shield as well on the Johanna, keeping himself alive just in the nick of time. Ancestral Healing also picked up by Rhaegar. Over on the Resistance side as well, they pick up Avatar on the Muradins, the Arrow on the Sylvanas as well for the Silence. Force Wall going to be picked up by Tasada. Illidan going to get his Metamorphosis, of course, and Brightwing gonna be picking up his Blink Heal. So nothing too out of the ordinary there, as you can see from the talent tiers, as the Mortar Punisher is pushing down on that top lane. We do see Brightwing now making his way towards that top, trying to get the heal off. Dimensional Shift going to be used by Azurai to try and get away here. Mortar Punisher is knocking on the fort. He jumps in for the stun here, and that's going to lead to probably the death. Avatar going to be used to try and keep himself alive. Dwarf tosses away just in the nick of time, but Avatar needs to be used there as a defensive kill, as Illidan, I'm not too sure what you're trying to do there. Metamorphosis is going to be used, but you only have the Sylvanas for support right now. Brightwing now going to teleport in. He is taking quite a bit of damage, and he's dishing out quite a bit of damage himself as well, as Kiltas going to turn the tides onto that Brightwing, who drops pretty low down to that last hit. Illidan not being successful in terms of his gank there. So the blue team will be able to get away. Renovation will be able to get away successfully. Unfortunately, not being able to take down the objective in the form of that fort, as the red team will be able to successfully defend that. And now it's just back to that rotations. Both teams still level 11. Renovation only a slight XP advantage. Jumpy Lion coming with the hook onto Azurai, and those pounding down onto that Tasada, but he's just a bit too sporty with the shield. Bottom lane though, we do see Har now taking quite a bit of damage here. Here comes Rhaegar to kill him up though, and Milos Poro could be in some trouble himself. He does have the Dwarf Toss to get himself away. Illidan should be fine as well. There you go. Living Bomb not going to spread on to anyone, and the blue side, they're just going to be content with picking up their own siege camp. Har now rotating towards that bottom. I think they're setting their sights now with that siege camp to try and take down this bottom set of towers and maybe even the forts. It does look like Sonya is just going to go back towards that top lane. I think that he should just push in and just... she should just push in and take down that upper fort. It does look like Illidan is joining him at her at the top lane though. So the skirmish between Sonya and Illidan is just going to continue on in this game. Who's going to come out on top? We'll just have to continue to wait and see what happens here. Next shrine is going to be activated at the bottom. It does look like the blue side is just breaking down a couple of these walls here just before the shrine activates, and they're going to set themselves up in position. Kiltas pushing down the bottom lane. Top lane, Sonya making his way towards that area as well. Brightwing, he could probably stay at the top lane and push down the forts for now till he is needed with the teleport. So not too sure why he's rotating so quickly over. Illidan is going to clear up the creep wave. They are not activating the shrine just yet. They are going to pick up the siege camp. Finally, he's going to get activated here as they try to get a lead or an advantage. Oracle going to be used, spotting out all 5 heroes. Living Bomb going to be thrown down here onto that Muradin. He's going to have to back off. Here comes Illidan slashing and dashing away at BYY. He's taking quite a bit of damage. Metamorphosis going to be used as well. Avatar going to be used as they set their sights here onto Kiltas. Phoenix going to be thrown out here to try and disengage. Force the red team to disengage, and Milos Poro taking quite a bit of damage along with the Tassa. They're going to have to back off, but they are giving chase. Dwarf Horse away. Jumpy Lion trying to hook him himself in. Not going to be able to do so. Misery Proact has to be careful though. He's taking quite a bit of damage himself. Tornado up, but with the supports coming out from both the Brightwing as well as the Tassadar, he's able to survive for now though, but not for long as he's dropping extremely low. They will not be able to finish him off. However, no one dying at all in that throughout that clash. Really well played from both sides. This disengaging. Illidan finally was picked off though, however, I believe by, I'm not too sure by who, I wasn't able to catch that. But the blue side, Renovation, they will be able to pick up the Arcane Punisher along with that one solo kill on Illidan. But I have to give props to both teams. They did a really good job in keeping themselves alive. Neither side actually dropping really early on Brightwing. Wow, look at the burst damage that they have. His Goa coming in from the side as well with that machine gun rattling away against that Brightwing. He drops really low. Dwarf tossed away by Milos Poro, but he's going to spread the living bomb onto Azurai as well. They should have backed off there a little bit. But he's just going to take unnecessary damage and they're just going to hurf back to the base. Objective will be secured though with the bottom set of forts getting taken down. The Punisher just is about to die here. I think they should have actually gone push for the bottom, but it does look like they will set the sights onto the middle instead. Brightwing TPing in, not the best of ideas. He will be able to blink away. He tried to provide some support to the Sylvanas, but unfortunate for him, will not be able to actually save him there. And he will be able to blink away himself to safety. Renovation now just further extending their lead here, getting the middle forts and setting their sights on the top ones now. That's just gonna get them to the level 16 all the more quicker. They are gonna get a level 16 right now as they pick up this set of neutral camps. Illidan has to be careful. He is going to hurf back. Johanna, will he spot him out? Yes, he will. He will actually be able to cancel out here, and Illidan could be in some trouble. Will Brightwing TP to his safety? Metamorphosis to try and get away here, but Illidan, you're not probably going to survive this. Brightwing finally comes into the fray of things, but I think, again, that was a wrong decision. He will be able to blink away, however, but Illidan is going to fall just in no man's land there. Johanna did the right job going into the brush, checking him out, and unfortunately for Illidan, he wasn't able to get out alive. Top fort is going to get taken down, and with 20 seconds left on the respawn timer, I think the blue side can definitely set their sights on taking down these outer towers, protecting the upper keep for sure. Does look like though they want to back off here. Force Wall going to be just thrown out, I think, for the sake of being used. Oracle going to be used as well, as they do spot out the Johanna at the bottom lane though. We do see a TP onto that Neil Toro. Okay. Stormbolt is going to connect onto the Tychus. He's going to drop toss away though with the living bomb. Don't spread it, my friend. He's not going to spread it there, as they will get the siege camps yet again. So all the camps so far being taken by the blue side. Renovation again doing a really good job in controlling the map. They are a talent tier ahead right now, still 2 levels ahead of the Resistance. So they're having a pretty hard time, even though they do have the Illidan Tassadar combination. But I just think that the Sonya is doing a really good job here. And I would like to see these teams ban out the Sonya for sure, because it seems like their Sonya on Renovation seems to be doing a hell of a good job so far. Here we see though a stun coming out on VYY, but he's going to be kept alive by that Rega. Dwarf tossed by that Muradin to get away behind the walls. But the living bomb is just doing too much damage here, and those towers and the gate is probably going to go down. Azurai getting hit by the living bomb himself. Misery Proact trying to go in to set something up here. The Tychus will be able to take down ultimately the gates as well as those towers, and they are just going to back off and make their way towards the top lane to try and get a hit start here on this upper shrine. This is probably going to be a frozen Punisher, I believe. As the red team, they just are going to continue soaking, I believe. They do have the level 16. Brightwing at the bottom going to try and push out the lanes. He does have that teleport to get to his team if they need him. Rhaegar here being spotted out by Muradin. Has to be careful. Needs to back off here. Muradin going to find Johanna. They're just going to have a little skirmish here. Tychus machine gun rattling away against that. Misery 4X jumping into the fray of things. Brightwing blinks into his own death there, and he gets taken down. Rhaegar gets off the ancestral healing onto VYY, and down goes the Illidan, and this is just turning out to be a huge disaster for the red side. The Resistance running for their lives. Avatar will be used, but it's not going to keep you alive here. Will they be able to take down this Tassadar? That's a question. Dimensional Shift going to be used. He does not have it on cooldown, off cooldown for the next few seconds here. It does look like they're just setting their sights onto this tower. Tornado is actually going to connect, and down goes the Tassadar as well. So just overstaying that a little bit too much. A 5-man team wipe for Renovation. Very well played there, as Sonya is doing work on the shrine as well. Probably going to get it soon. So it is going to be a free frozen Punisher along with a 5-man team wipe, along with getting that down those towers. This is looking really bad for the Resistance, as they do fall 3 levels ahead right now. Behind, sorry. They do fall 3 levels behind in this game. Blue side will be able to finally finish off the Frozen Punisher. It does look like they are going to push down along with it. And if they are able to get another team wide, or maybe the level 20, getting their Storm Talons, if they can pull themselves ahead by that much, I don't see any way for the Resistance to definitely come back into this game. They do have the Illidan, of course, but right now it just looks a bit too far out of their reach, being 3 levels behind. Blue side, here comes the Frozen Punisher, stuns in onto that Muradin. Look at him on a burst damage. He's not going to survive that, and Kiltas will be able to bring him down with the Living Bomb. And just like that, they've already lost their Muradin, and that's just pretty crazy. I don't think they're going to be able to deal with this right now. Look at the amount of damage coming off from it, and as we saw Renovation constantly do, as the Frozen Punisher again jumps in with the stun onto their Brightwing. Really unfortunate there. I think this is GG, guys. There's no way they can come back from this. Phoenix is going to be used. Illidan goes in with the slashing and the dashing. But as usual, we see the Sonya just focusing down on the core. Kiltas now bringing down Illidan really low. He doesn't even get to use off his Metamorphosis, and he falls as well, along with the Sylvanas. It's going to be GG called, and first game is going to go to Renovatio. Really well played from them. And so far, they just look like a solid team. We've seen what they can do with the Sonya. We've seen what they can do with the Keltas. And so far, they've just been playing this really well. And even with the Illidan Tassada combination that they had over on Team the Resistance, they weren't able to get themselves back into this. It was pretty neck and neck early on. You know, it was trading back and forth. But unfortunately for them, once the Renovation got on point and started pushing forward, they just weren't able to keep up with that. So congratulations to Renovation for taking game number 1. This is of course going to be a best of 3 series. So if they do take game number 2, they have one foot forward now in the C regionals and basically to reclaiming their title. Will they be able to do that in game number 2? Will we see the Resistance actually put up a fight, or put up a resistance, if you can say it, against Renovatio? We'll just have to wait and see. We're going to go for a really short break, guys. You're tuning into the Heroes Global Circuit. This is the Philippines Finals, as we try to narrow it down to our 2 representatives for Philippines. The winner of this game is of course going to represent Philippines in the C regionals happening next week. So make sure you guys stay tuned as we look for the next team as well. Immortal Maw now going to connect on one. Will they get the kill off Tyrande? If they do, this is probably going to be GG here. They will in fact be able to barrel roll in by the Falstad onto the Zagara, but the Divine Shield will keep him alive, and down he goes though with the Troll Chain Lightning. Takes down Falstad as